Sound off if you're in the chat. Just waiting for a few heads to roll on in. Oh. Oh. Day 3. How many more days is this going to take? I foresee I'm going to be like 300 days and still not there. Completely ruined the fun of this set for me. You're all supposed to subscribe to like 1,000 on day 1 and I could build it all in one hit. And then never have to stream again. Ooh, I put a poll in the chat. Yeah. How long will it take me to get to 1K subs? Never. One year. 1 month. Where's the plus button? 1 year, 1 month, or 1 week plus. Bradley Gamer 20155. How we doing, mate? Thanks for joining the chat. Let me know what your answer is on the poll, and if you're just joining, or if you haven't already subscribed, please hit the sub button. I've just decided to do this crazy thing where I'm going to live stream every day, even if it's only for like 5 or 10 minutes. Last 2 nights I've done it for an hour. Probably going to be about an hour today. I'm streaming for an hour every day until I hit 1K subs. And for every extra sub, I will build one part from this set as per the thumbnail, which is the home one. Mon Calamari Cruiser Star Wars Lego set. So far we've built this. In fact, I had to take pieces off it last night because although we gained loads of subscribers, we also lost a few. Whether they were the same ones or not, I don't know. But ultimately, the way I initially decided to do it was to just, every time I had a subscriber, add a piece, because I thought I was only going to go in one direction, even if it was slower. But I think we gained like 25 and then lost a bunch. So it's just really hard to like tally that up and keep a track of it. So I've just been doing it from what we started with, which was what, 311. But now I'm thinking to myself, when I get like, 80 odd pieces in, I'm not going to be able to count how many pieces I've done. So if we start losing some, so it's going to be complicated. So we'll work it out. But since yesterday we gained 1 subscriber, so far I'm going to get to put 1 piece on. But I'll wait till the end of the stream in case we have any more, and then I'll stick and add those pieces on. So Nimble's there, we're doing Nimble, pink wheels, the Wales flag is the coolest flag. Absolutely, 100%. And it's actually the world. I don't think this exists in, I know this is an animation of a Lego element, but Nimble will know better than me. This doesn't exist in red, right? This only exists in green. But I'm really tempted to try and get hold of one and spray paint it red. Because I know there are dragons in red, but they're mostly kind of Ninjago looking ones. I think the closest one I could find had lots of black on it. So it needs to be all red like the actual dragon. So unfortunately, apart from maybe a couple of smaller pieces and elements, it doesn't exist in red. But I would love this in red, it'd be awesome. I have got a couple of Welsh builds, which I haven't actually done yet, which is kind of sad. But they will be getting done soon. Maybe I'll do it on one of these streams. If you know, the way I'm seeing it is the more successful this is, the more I'm going to do. So like last 2 nights, I've just talked a little bit about some old pieces, had a big bag of old elements, and just chatted a little bit about those. Chatted a little bit about this, like this mock, rebrickable mock that I did, using the snub fighter, the pirate snub fighter, and just, you know, just generally interacting and chatting. Today I'm going to do a blind build, but again, the more successful this is, the more I'm going to do. So I'm happy to build an entire Lego set during the stream if I feel like we're getting somewhere, but I'm not going to, you know, carve out a couple of hours of my time for like 1 sub. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah. I'm a whore for subs. But yeah, the Wales flag is cool as WhatsApp me the link. It isn't going to work, Nimble, because I'm not on StreamYard. So basically with StreamYard, it's hard to explain, but long story short is if you go live directly to YouTube, it appears in the shorts feed, so it appears to more new people. So it's a good way or a better way of appealing to new crowds. But I just generally don't tend to do it because I like to be able to control the stream. However, in a situation like this, it is better when I'm just talking and building. I'm not like interacting with anyone. I haven't got a guest. I haven't got to put like banners and headers up because it's not a show. It's just a chat. So yeah, it is. It's not one of those kind of streams, so I can't add you, unfortunately, mate. But I'm more than happy to. I think you can schedule it to go to 2 YouTubes and you can split the screen, but I think you have to do that beforehand. So let me just double check. The dragon is usually green and black. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. Oh, car guys UK. Oh, you got 2 car people in here now. Then Pink Wheels is a car person as well. Car guys, please go and head over and subscribe, and anybody else who's watching who hasn't, please go and subscribe to the channel. I know it's very easy to come across feeds like this and start watching them and interacting with them, but what some people don't always think about doing is subscribing, and that's obviously why we're here, because we're trying to gain subscribers so I can build this large set. It's one part for every subscriber, and it's a 700 and odd piece set. So the quicker we get there, the quicker I can build it, the quicker I can shut up as well. And so old elements are the most fun. Yeah, absolutely. My bag, I didn't actually finish going through them, but they're on a tray over there, so I'll have a little look. Yeah, he's half Welsh. Nice, mate. Hopefully it's the right half. Don't stress too much, mate. I was going to drop in to say hello. I'm on my way home from Graft. No worries, mate. I've subscribed. Yes, car guys. Nice to see you. Right, let me just quickly check, because I asked 2 people now. What I assume was 2 new people to subscribe. Let's just see if they actually have. One of them did, which I'm guessing is you, car guys, but the other person who was new in here didn't. Sad times. Obviously didn't like what they saw. But that's 2 new subscribers anyway since yesterday's stream, so that's 2 pieces. So somebody's saying I'll never achieve 1K subs. Someone, I'm assuming that's Nimble, and someone else is putting 1 month plus. So let's hopefully I don't have to stream every day for a month. I mean, like I said, I only said I'd stream. It could be for a minute, so shouldn't be too much problem, especially on this format, because I can even do this on my lunch break and work. So, but yeah. So what are we gonna do? So today I'm gonna build this. Now, I saw this build a bunch of times, because anybody who hasn't been watching the streams, we did a live stream of our usual show from Bricktastic. And at Bricktastic, I'll take these off for a bit. I don't really need them if I'm looking at the screen. It actually hurts when I'm not looking at the screen when I got them on. Yes, we did a show from Bricktastic where we did like a competition for all the lads, because obviously a load of us were together in person, so it was just a shame not to do a stream. So we did a stream on the Friday night when we were up in Manchester for Bricktastic for a couple of days. For those who haven't checked it out, go and check out live streams. We got the usual show on Sunday, but we have got I have 286 subscribers. Oh, well done, car guys. Yeah, you're hot on my heels then, mate. What kind of content do you do? I'm guessing it's car content, but if you like Lego, please stick with us and check us out, especially if you're in the UK. We do a UK show, well, a Lego show. It's not UK, but obviously it's most of the people who watch it are from the UK. A Lego show every Sunday. In fact, this Sunday, we've got Greg from London Bridge Bricks on as our guest to talk a little bit about Bricktastic as well as himself. But yeah, go and check out the show. It's every Sunday, 7 p.m. But yeah, so we were there, and I thought, let's do a little bit of a competition for some fun. And we had a bunch of poly bags, and the guys had like a tier competition. So whoever won out of the 2 people speed building, the first to build a set, they did get to have the instructions, but would go on to the next round. And then the next round, I changed up the build. So we did 3 builds in total. We did the Millennium Falcon, we did the AATE. I can never remember the initials for some of these ships. Anyway, it's the droid gunship from, or the droid tank from Phantom Menace. And then we also had this, which is the TIE Interceptor polybag that was given out, I think, last year or the year before. It was GWP. I can't remember. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, just for fun, build this set using only that picture, not the instructions. So this one's relatively easy for 2 reasons. One is because there's not a lot of like girth to it. So sometimes you can't really work out what pieces are inside, like the bulk of it. And that becomes difficult. So you have to do it by power of elimination. But in this case, it's easier also because I've seen it built a few times. So, but that doesn't necessarily mean I remember it. So yes, we're gonna have a little go at this, and let me know in the chat what you guys are up to. I know Nimble's on his way home from Graft. Are you guys in work? Are you building Lego? Are you just nothing? Let me know. Interested. If you get to 1K, it's because people want to see my pretty face on a Sunday. Yeah, well, no, we do get a slow and gradual build up from just the show. Like the first, like a year, we went a year of doing the show without me doing any other kind of content apart from other streams, and it gradually built. But I've built up more, in terms of a percentage, I've built up more subscribers in this last week than I have the whole time, in the same amount of time for any time, if that makes sense. So I decided to do this on Monday. Yeah, doing hobby Lego with you. So I like Lego as well, hence why I'm doing it, and hence why. So you do like Lego, which is great. If you get okay, so yeah. So I decided to do this Monday, and between the first stream, which was Tuesday, and today, we've actually gained, in terms of like add new subscribers, 27. So you know, I think that would have taken probably about 3 or 4 months, or maybe 6 months in doing the show. Because it doesn't, when you do like a regular show and it's scheduled, especially if it's through StreamYard, it doesn't recommend to new audiences, unfortunately. And that's only since YouTube Shorts was invented. So if we'd been doing that show before YouTube Shorts, we would have been fine. But you do find that a lot of shows who were in existence before YouTube Shorts was created, had a very, very quick and fast rise, and then just kind of plateaued off, sadly. So you speak to any of the content creators who do a regular Lego show, and they'll tell you the same thing. It's slow and gradual because YouTube Shorts basically conquers the algorithm. People want short form content, so they don't really scroll. And when you're scrolling through, which is what 90% of people do, you don't see shows. In fact, your best way to advertise a show without doing shorts is to do a post, because those at least will sometimes pop up. So, but yeah, so there's that. But obviously, the problem is we had like 27, including the 2 from today, subscribers. But because we've lost some in that time as well. Because the problem with going live regularly, it's kind of a double-edged sword. Because the problem with going live regularly is that it pops up, and then 1 or 2 things happens. Either you remind people, because you're popping up more often, that they don't actually want to watch what you've got, what you're into, and they decide to unsubscribe. In some cases, they get cheesed off. Or because they're getting notifications and they're fed up with notifications, so rather than turning those notifications off, which most people, normal people would do, they're like, oh, I'm just going to unsubscribe so I haven't got to see him going live. The only way you generally get that, and I think the main reason I've gotten that, is because I've had people subscribe to the channel who weren't into Lego and found me through other means. And one of those biggest reasons was that another content creator who's quite big, got a massive following, who does work around Llanelli. I was chatting to her. She does mental health stuff, and just kind of general, like, she's called the Shit Wives Club. So she's called the Tradie Wife. So shout out to her. But she promoted the YouTube channel when she was doing she created a video in my shop, and she's chatting to me about YouTube and whatever, and she posted my YouTube channel and the link to the channel to one of hers, which like thousands of people saw. So literally, like, from the day she posted it till about a week later, we got like 100 subscribers. But most of those subscribers would have been people who follow her and follow her content. And it was only after probably joining and subscribing to my channel, they probably realized, well, they're not really into any of this. So that's the unfortunate thing. It's why it's important to do an organic and natural slow growth, as opposed to like buying followers or buying subscribers, which some people do, or like, just kind of putting it out there just for the sake of getting subscribers, because all that happens is they just filter away eventually, and then you just go backwards. So it's better to do what we've done and have like a gradual build up. But I was always going to have this kind of pushback to start with, where there's a lot of people in the woodwork, subscribers who subscribe to my channel for whatever reason, that should never have really been in the first place because they're not interested in Lego. So, but yeah. Oh, so you can see that? How can you see that? Because it was my lunch. Yeah, so I haven't been eating very well, unfortunately, because I've been unwell. I'm actually off work sick at the moment, so the only thing I can really do is another reason why I've started to do this, because I work in a social environment, people facing and customer service. So I'm used to, even though sometimes it can be frustrating, I'm used to like interacting with people every day. So when you're kind of laid up at home and there's not really a lot you can do apart from sit and talk, and I couldn't even do that for the first couple of weeks because I was coughing and I had problems with my chest and stuff. But it just gets kind of boring, when you sat here on your own. Kirsty's in work all day. She comes home, she wants to kind of, relax and then maybe go to bed. So, that lack of kind of social thing, and you can only get so much by putting stuff on social media or watching. So I just thought, well, I may as well do some streams. There's no conflict of interest in terms of me being off sick, because, if my job was just sitting here and talking, I'd probably be back in work. But unfortunately, my job is quite physical, and that's the limitation I've got. So I'm in a position where I'm just sat around the house all day watching telly, and I thought, well, I'm trying to build my lung capacity back up so that I can start doing physical stuff again. But in the process, I'm just sat around, so I thought, well, I may as well do some streams and at least interact with some people and kind of tick that box so that I don't become like a complete hermit. Anyway, long story short, where I've been unwell, I haven't been sleeping great, and I haven't been able to get into a good sleeping habit. Oh, that guy who sort of said that I've got an unusual shaped head is really, I can see what he means now. Looking at the angle on because I'm obviously watching YouTube here, so I can keep an eye on the chat. And that angle is really not flattering for the shape of my head at all. It makes me look like my head is shaped like an alien head, which it isn't. I can assure you, for anybody who's met me in person will know. But it's just not a great angle. So I can see now why people either film themselves straight on, or they film what they're doing, whereas I'm trying to do both, which is probably not ideal. So maybe I'll turn it a little bit like that so you guys can see my entire head, so I can just pop on what I want to say. That's my actual head shape. But yeah, so I've been trying to get back into a sleeping and eating routine, and just keep having this thing where I'm suddenly very, very hungry, and then I start eating and I feel sick, and I just lose my appetite. So I've only been eating like 1 or 2 meals a day. So like bananas seem to be the easiest thing to eat, so that's why there's a banana there basically. Muttley saying, good evening all, hope everyone is well and having a great time. Muttley was one of the guys who was there doing this build challenge that I was talking about. Oh, and I've just noticed, oh sorry, I missed him. Darth Vader P41, I don't like sand. Same, I also don't like sand. I was born and raised on Barry Island, which is like a beach community, and now I live in another beach, a seaside town, but I've never been a big fan of sand. So if we go down to the beach to go have a picnic, I'll be on like the grass area nearby. I won't actually go on the sand because I hate it. Just, I don't know, it just gets everywhere. Good evening, all. Oh, I've read that. Pam. Yeah, so, yeah. Dim siarad Cymraeg, unfortunately. I mean, I can understand bits and pieces. I can, you know, kind of get the gist of what you're asking. But I don't regularly, I don't use it and use Welsh as much as I would like. So most of the guys who tune into my channel will usually tell you that I do bits and pieces here and there and try to, you know, do my best to keep the Welsh flag flying. But unfortunately, the area I was raised in Cardiff, near Cardiff, it's not a very big Welsh speaking community. Both my parents never spoke it. I went to a Catholic school where they didn't teach Welsh. So never even heard the Welsh language for a long time. So yeah, so it's not my forte, unfortunately. I mean, Kirsty's from England, but she's lived in Wales most of her life, and she speaks better Welsh than me. But again, she's in the same boat. And unfortunately, I wanted my daughter to do it. Although she goes to a school that does Welsh, her mother and stepfather are from England. Kirsty's from England, and I'm from from somewhere that, so none of us speak it. So she's not surrounded by it. So unfortunately, we haven't. Something I'd love to have been able to change, but I'm past the point in my life now where I can learn something new, and I've always been too busy with work to take like night classes or something, but I would love to have. But yeah, bits and pieces, so I get the gist of what you're saying. So you're asking me what you saying, what do I do for work? I noticed you said, why is there a banana skin on the left hand side? Oh, I think you just said banana because from where you are, you probably can't see it as a skin. So I picked up that much at least, but and then you like Lego, but that last one, Beth 18, I don't recognise that word. Most of the Welsh I learned actually was from an ex-girlfriend who was from North Wales. And it wasn't until I'd started using it, around here, and she lived in a kind of North Wales community. But it wasn't until I kind of started trying to use it with people who I was friends with who spoke Welsh to realise that it was a slightly different dialect. So yeah. So there's a couple of words that I was using differently, like vrawd instead of brawd for brother. But yeah, so Darth Vader, if you're still there, even though you don't like sand, please give us a sub. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just basically relying on just snacks at the moment until I can eat a full meal without being sick or feeling sick. So, the challenge is this. To build this using only the picture and not looking at the actual instructions. So, method of elimination, let's do the wings first. And if Muttley's still out there, this should bring back bad memories for him. So I can see that much of the wing on the picture, and I know based on the way the interceptor works that I just gotta duplicate that once and then reverse it and duplicate it for the top and bottom of the other wing. So that's top left, bottom right, or bottom left, top right, depending on how you're looking at it. And then I guess the other way around. Take me to the edge of heaven. Right, so that's the wings done. So it doesn't leave me with a lot of pieces. Obviously there's still a few on here that I can see, so I can see that that's got one of those. So again, replicate that for all of them. So fish in the bottom. And that's generally what I do when I do these, because I've done this kind of building blind, or building just using 1 or 2 pictures or just the images on a box before a few times actually. I've even done it with a larger set. I think the largest set I ever did it with is Darth Vader's TIE Advance, the older version, not the one that came in the 2-pack, or the one from Rebels, but the older version. And I'll just check I got these right. Yeah. And I did all, I think I pretty much completed it apart from like a few pieces. And then when I looked at the instructions, it turns out that I was pretty much right apart from a few things internally where I'd used different bricks. But it's just, I don't know, even know why I did it. It was just fun, I guess, something different. Just a bit of a challenge. Right, so how does that go in there? That looks like... So I'm up to this part where obviously I've built all of that. So obviously that much I can see in the picture, but the middle part is looking a bit thin. So I know that that is on the top, and I know that there's one of those on the bottom. So I'm assuming there's one of those on the front and the back. So it only leaves me, that's probably a spare. So it only leaves me these pieces in the center here to kind of make up. It only leaves me this to make up the kind of main body, or the area the pilot's sitting in. So I'm just going to try and wing it, I guess, for want of a better term. Are those going to be that close? It's got to be like that, surely. Yeah, because those have got to sit next to each other to put the 2x2 rounded piece on. So that much is a kind of a given. So cockpit at the front, dome piece on the front and the back, and then obviously this piece on the bottom to bind it all together. So there is the cockpit piece. I mean, I assume that's right. Not a particularly challenging one though, if I'm honest. I just thought I didn't know how long I was going to stream for, so I didn't want to go too nuts. Take me to... Oh yes, I remember now. The boys, I think it was Muttley was versus Padawan, and the guys were getting the wings on the wrong way around, which I think I've just done as well. No, I haven't. Yeah, so it was just getting the wings on the correct way was the main challenge. Does that look right? No, it isn't, because I put that too far up, so that should be there. So I hadn't quite done the wings correctly. But adjusting that now. Balls. Yeah, so there we go. The bit that was the issue when the guys were building it is where these parts are inside the kind of cheese slope, the 1x2 cheese slope pieces. They were getting them the wrong way around, and sometimes they're on top, because obviously there's 2 wings that are exactly the same. So this wing and this wing exactly the same, and then this wing and this wing exactly the same. Obviously they had them mixed up, so there was a bit of to and fro in. And Padawan gave up, and then realized if he hadn't given up he probably would have won, but he gave up. And actually no, he did win. sorry, he gave up, and then Muttley made a mistake, and then while he was making a mistake, Padawan came back. So not that it mattered, because Slurpee ended up winning anyway. So he won a competition, which was a free battle pack. Lisa Ferran Reservoir. Not that I know of. Whereabouts is that? Is that I remember going to a reservoir right down in Pembrokeshire, West Wales, like not far from. Can't remember exactly where it was, but yeah. So I went to one all the way down there once, a long time ago. Believe it or not, it was for a work related thing. Gained a few subs since yesterday. Yeah, last I checked it was 2. But like I said, again, I'm finding it really difficult now to work out. So what I think I'm just going to do instead is I'm just going to take a tally each day and then work it from there. So we went, forgetting what happened in the first 2 days. Last night we were up to 319. So I'll just add the amount of pieces that we've got when I sign off, or after I signed off. Oaktown's out there. How are we doing, Oaktown? But nice to see you here anyway, Lewis. Thanks for joining. Oaktown says hi. Yeah, I lost my build because I took so long working out the order of the wings. Yeah, that's right. Well, you were there as well, mate, so you'll know. That wing thing really threw us off, or threw everybody off, I think, who did this build. So that's that challenge done. That was a little bit easier than I was expecting. How's the poll going? Oh, right down the middle at the moment. 8 people have voted. 2 are saying I'll never complete it. 2 are saying 1 year plus. 2 are saying 1 month plus, and 2 are saying 1 week plus. So let's hope they're the 2 saying 1 week plus. I've got it, and it's between 1 week and 1 month. But yeah, it's all for fun anyway. So let's see, where are we up to? Yeah, 321. So 2 extra subs. So we've got 2 pieces to put on today. If nobody unsubscribes in that time, we'll see. Cat guy saying okay. Yeah, let me know whereabouts that reservoir is. And what part of Wales are you from? I know you said you're half Welsh, and I don't know whether that means you actually live here or not. But yeah, Kirsty classes herself as half Welsh. And I suppose she is really. She was born in England. Her mum's English, but her dad's Welsh. And what you might not have seen is the daffodils, which Kirsty got for me. They're on their way out now, but Kirsty got them for me. The weekend, because I wasn't feeling very well. Well, obviously I was, at that point, I was pretty much laying down all day. I was severely bad. So she got me some daffodils to cheer me up, which is great. Also because I missed St. David's Day this year. And I tried to celebrate St. David's Day on our show, especially if it falls on that day, which it did, which is Sunday. But I couldn't even, I was barely on the show because I wasn't well. And I completely missed St. David's Day because I wasn't well, which I'm a bit disappointed about, but such is life. So what's going on out there, guys? I want to hear from you guys. What are you doing at the moment? Are you home? Are you in work? School? Building? Flicking through YouTube? Finding weirdly shaped headed bald guys with ginger beards to talk nonsense? What is your boggle? Oh, see now, these are feeling really Moorish now, and this is what I've been doing. I've been snacking and then thinking, oh, do you know what? I think I could eat something. Going into the kitchen, fixing myself up a plate, because I've suddenly got an appetite from snacking. Not even making anything too heavy, just some sandwiches and whatever. Sit down, start eating it, halfway through, nah, lost my appetite, feel sick. I mean, I still finish it because I'm not going to waste it, and I know I need to eat, regardless of how I feel. But as soon as I finish eating it, I don't know, I just feel sick. Like I've been forced to eat something I didn't like, and then I can't eat then for the rest of the day. So that's generally how my days have been going. Sister, you from Wales? Yeah. In case the daffodils and the Welsh flag, Matt, didn't give it away. How about you, Sith Stud? Where are you from? Oh, I forgot my spare piece. What do I do with that? Put it there for now. What's your favourite colour brick separator? Mine is the green one. Whenever I take a photo of this to try and like post about it, because a lot of people don't know a green one exists, the photo always looks teal. So people are like, yeah, I got loads of the teal ones. Well, no, it's green. I'm like, yeah, green, teal, whatever. No, it's green, like Lego basic green colour, like that colour. But yeah, nobody seems to get it because for some reason it's not particularly photogenic. I mean, it looks all right in there, but the closer I hold it to the light, it kind of does look a little bit tealish. But you hold it back, especially when you put it next to the actual green Lego brick, then you can see it. But it'd be nice if they made these in lots of different colours. We were talking about recently that they should do these as like GWPs or collector's items, or even like collectible minifigures where there's a box and you can just have different colours, like all the base, or they should come in all the colours, the Lego colours come in, and they could just be like, even if Lego started charging like, I don't know, $5 from or something like that, I think people would pay for them if they get to have unusual colours. But yeah, I'm really attached to my green one. I came across this by mistake. I was doing an order, and sometimes I do an order on Bricklink, and then I realise that I haven't quite got enough to meet the minimum purchase. So I'm like, I'll have a little look through what they've got in stock and their inventory, and just see if there's anything there that's in any of my other wanted lists, because I don't just buy everything in my wanted lists. I focus on a particular thing, and I might top up some of my other wanted lists with bits. And while I was just scrolling through, even though it wasn't in my wanted list, I was scrolling through and just seen green brick separator, and I thought, well, I didn't even know they existed in green. I'd only ever seen the teal and the orange ones. And since buying this one, which cost me a few pence, but now I think they're a couple of quid because they're rarer. It only came in 2 sets. I think one was like a big train set, and the other one was like some plain, and then they stopped doing it. I don't know why though. It seems weird that they would start doing it in one cut and they just completely forget. Even if it'd been in lots of sets for a year, I could understand, but 2 relatively large sets and then gone. Weird. But anyway, yeah, it wasn't until after buying this that I realised they also come in slightly different to this one. They're the wider ones, but they come in black as well. And I think it might even be a pink one or a white one or something like that, but it doesn't look like this. It's like the older version, so. Wrexham, okay, so North Wales, yeah, nice. My Henry's Moat. I've never even heard of Henry's Moat. 9 and Tide. Yeah, I've never seen Tide spelled like that either. Normally it's TAD, but they should do them in all the classic colours, absolutely. Henry's Moat. Never heard of Henry's Moat. Oh, there you go. Sister gets it. He's the... That song, I used to use that song every St. David's Day. You know, with the choir just singing it, like, and just, it's quite a powerful tune, like. But yeah, I was talking about it before you came on, I think, that I missed St. David's Day this year because I wasn't very well. So, and we had our show, a regular Sunday show, in case I haven't already mentioned it 100 times. We do a regular Sunday Lego talk show, which is a little bit more orchestrated than this. Oaktan will tell you, because he's one of the co-hosts sometimes, or one of the co-hosts, casual co-hosts. But Yeah, just a group of guys, and we basically get together every Sunday and we do a live show. We use StreamYard for that, so we've got lots of like backgrounds and different segments of the show and animations and stuff we use. It's a little bit more, you know, it's like a show. It's like watching an actual show as opposed to just some guy just sitting and filming. So it's, you know, if you like that kind of more presentable content in terms of Lego, although we don't really do building as much, it's more to do with like chatting about Lego and talking about Lego. And we have guests on sometimes. Recently we've just been talking about Bricktastic, because one of the biggest in the UK and one of the biggest in the EU, in Europe's Lego conventions. So we just came back from that the weekend before last, and yeah, weirdly I was ill the week before we went to Bricktastic, but I'd taken some antibiotics and it seemed to subside thankfully before the weekend. But I went back to work then after, and within a couple of days I'd fallen ill again. So obviously didn't wait for it to fully clear. And I think while I was in Bricktastic I was just kind of putting a brave face on, because I was going to bed and waking up feeling unwell, but the hype of you know, having to be whatever kind of got me through it. Same as Whittaker, I think, when we went to Brickworld. I think if he was at home or trying to work, he would have been a lot worse, but because we were all there keeping each other motivated, and you kind of got to, you can't just sit in bed and be like, oh, I'll miss day 2 of Bricktastic because I'm not well. You just kind of have to suck it up. But you know, the heat and being around all those people probably didn't really help. But anyway, so yeah, I just contracted it again, or it hadn't fully cleared. So I had to have another dose, a longer dose of antibiotics that was a lot stronger to try and clear it. And unfortunately, it's just affected my chest and my breathing a little bit. So yeah. So do you guys know each other then, Car Guys and Sisted? Sisted, I know you are still here. Unless you're the same person on 2 accounts, just talking back and forth to yourself. Because that wouldn't be the first time that happened. But yeah, if any of you guys want to come along and join our show, like I said, recently we've been talking about Bricktastic, so we were hyping it up for a couple of weeks, like we did with Brickworld in Chicago last year, and then we did a show from the event, same as Brickworld, and now we're doing an unpacking. So we're talking like just hyping down from it and kind of talking a little bit about what happened. And we've got a mock creator called Just a Peeler on in a week, or in 2 weeks' time. But this weekend we've got Greg on from London Bridge Brick. So if you guys don't know Greg, Greg's a good mate of mine. We're on the same flight going out to Brickworld Chicago middle of last year. Obviously stay in touch with him. Not had a chance to go on his show yet, unfortunately. I've been invited like twice, but both times I wasn't available. But would love to hopefully be on his show one day. But he's going to be on our show this weekend to chat a little bit about Bricktastic, and obviously about himself and his position in the community. So yeah, see how this poll is going. We are coming up to, how long have we been streaming for? 45 minutes. So maybe we'll call it an hour. But yeah, so 1 week plus is looking like the winner on the poll so far, but still waiting to hear from you guys watching. What are you guys actually up to? Are you in work? Are you at home? What are you up to at the moment? Well, Lewis did answer, in fairness. Going to be editing some more videos soon. Yeah, the classic colours would be good. Or, I don't know, we were just having a conversation about it and saying how cool it would be if they did it in like every colour and then just do them like a limited release. So it was like, I don't know, even as a GWP each year. And then obviously, you know, have like a golden one or something. I don't know. So like the video, guys. Sub if you haven't. Oh, it's dead well done for subbing. I appreciate it, mate. And like I said, not particularly exciting at the moment. I'm just doing this. I'm going to be going live every day till we reach 1K. Might be a bit slow, but just a little chat. A little bit of entertainment, but if you want to watch a longer form, more exciting show where there's actually me and the guys all kind of mercilessly bully each other and have a bit of a laugh and a wind up and join the community, because the guys, the regular people who watch our show every week, have formed like their own community, and it's kind of cool to see everybody kind of chatting in the chat or getting on with each other in the chat and interacting. And sometimes we get even some of the viewers on to join the show. So it's a great little sub community of the community, if that makes sense. So let's see. Yeah, we're up to 322. So we got back all the ones we lost from yesterday. We got up to 323 at the most, but then we lost a bunch. We lost 6 overnight and went back to 317. Then went up to 319. Then went back to 318. Then back to 319. And now we're back up to 322. So it means I can put on those 3 extra bricks that I had to take off last night. Let's just hope all of the people who joined this channel for some other random reason are now gone. And I ain't got to worry about some numpties unsubscribing because they're offended by me doing Lego. But yeah, we shall see. I've also got to be careful of my battery on my phone because I forgot to charge it before the stream. And then realised 31%, should be fine. So what should we talk about? So, my next project. You guys will get a little sneak preview of this. Can't really see it because the picture's not that great, but if anyone wants to guess what the build is, you've got a few minutes before I tell you. But what I'm planning to do is, there's a hint there with that cockpit piece. You see it? So this has been built before. In fact, it's still partially built. I don't know why I didn't fully take it apart. It's not like me. So this is I won't say the part yet in case anyone wants to guess it. Sorry, the set yet in case anyone wants to guess it. There's a piece that's kind of semi-built in case anyone wants to use that to guess it. So this is a Star Wars Lego set that I got relatively cheap. It's worth a lot more now. Built it. Didn't think it actually looked particularly good. Thought it was actually quite a sad looking ship. Sad looking build. I wasn't that impressed with it. So I've decided to use it for a mock. Now, I had an idea that I wanted to use this ship for a mock of my own a while back. Like I'm talking like probably a year or two ago. But because we were in the process of moving house, it was kind of buried in crates of Lego. And it's only recently when I was looking for this set, after telling people I was going to build it and then realizing that I actually know where it was. So I had a little dig, found the set, and you guys see that if I leave it there? Found the set, and then I came across this one and I remembered I wanted to do a mock for it. So my plan is with this set is to build a mock of my own mech. The idea of the mech is it's supposed to still look like the Rogue Shadow, so it's supposed to be not so much a mech, it's more like a transformer, like the Rogue. If the Rogue Shadow, you know, was taken over by the Autobots or Decepticons or whatever, and it got turned into a transformer, and it transforms. So the idea being is you can still work out what it's supposed to be, rather than just take the pieces apart and make a straight up mock, or straight up mech, the mech mock. Oh, good title. So I'm going to mech mock this. But yeah, sorry, I wasn't meant to give away, but I accidentally mentioned it then. So this is, in case anybody didn't guess. Oh, well done. Oaktown got it. It is the Rogue Shadow, but I'm pretty sure I accidentally said that when I was talking about it as well, but my bad. But no, not Darth Malgus' ship. So this was not Carcasses, what's the freaking hell is his name? Darth Vader's apprentice, whatever his name is. So I don't actually know a lot about that part of Legends or Expanded Universe, but it's based on the game. But I can't remember what the game's called. Is it Dark Force Rising? No. Battlefront? No. I can see the Forces of Destiny. No, I can see the because they did 1 and 2 of it. I think I can visualize the thingy. The guy who did the voice for Darth Maul in Rebels and Clone Wars did the kind of stop motion animation for the this character. So it came with him, Galen. I'm sure his name was Galen something. No, I don't know. It is Galen Marek from Force Unleashed. Force Unleashed, that's it. My head is cooked, mate. And I never played it, to be fair. I'm not a big, apart from Skywalker Saga, I've never really played any Star Wars. Well, I'll tell a lie, actually. I've played a few Star Wars games, but I've never really gotten into them. Starkiller, that's his name, yeah. So this comes with 3 figs. It comes with a battle damaged Darth Vader, which is a really cool fig. Comes with Galen Marek, and the first time Lego ever printed blood on a Star Wars minifigure. And probably the last time as well. So it comes with Galen Marek, which I've got somewhere. And it also comes with, what's the blonde? Imperial Officer. Pass. Hopefully Oaktown will get it. Again, I've never played it. I'm only going by, you know, what was written on the box or Bricklink and stuff. But yeah, I know a little bit about it. I just thought the build was quite cool. But when I actually got it in hand and built it, I actually thought it pretty much looks like dog shit. So I wasn't very impressed with it. But I'm going to try and do something else with it. I'm kind of half, what you want to call it, a purist. So I don't like mixing my Lego. So I would never. So this I've made out of the Pirate, the Pirate Snub Fighter, but I wouldn't add more pieces. Well, I might add more pieces to it, but I wouldn't take the pieces from this and do it put it somewhere else. I've done that before in the past with sets, and I kind of regret it. So with this, I wouldn't like mix the two. So with this, what I might do, what I'll usually do if I do a mock, is I'll do it with just the pieces. I'll either do it with my complete spares, in which case I can do what I want, or with this, I will do it with, I'll just use these pieces just to make the mock, and then obviously at some point in the future, maybe take it apart again and rebuild the original set so that it all stays together. And if I've done that in the past, whether it be a rebrickable mock or a mock of my own, the parts that are left that I don't use for whatever reason, I keep separate. So for when I put the build back together at some point in the future. So I'm quite a purist in that way. I wouldn't just like what Slurpee does and just take sets apart and they just get added to a big bin. But what I have done in the past is, if I guess, like say 3/4 of the way with this and I feel like I'm on the cusp of making a great mock, but I need some extra pieces, then I may add extra pieces to it. I'll see how it goes. So that's the plan for, you know, the next week or so, hopefully. I actually did an inventory on this set yesterday because I was a little bit worried that I might not have. I always inventory sets that I buy when they're, you know, pre-loved. And I remember doing this, and I know that I'd done it because inside the bag with all the other pieces, there was this piece in a little bag saying Home One, which meant that when I done the inventory, that piece must have been missing. I must have reordered it from Bricklink with a load of other parts. It came and I just separated it into a little bag to say Home One so that I could reunite it with the rest of the set ready to build. So I know I'd done that, but I thought last night, you know what, I'm going to do it again anyway, just in case, because I'm a little bit concerned that I don't want to get, you know, I've made a commitment to build the set and I don't want to build it and then find I'm missing a piece. It might be a bit embarrassing, so I did. And for whatever reason, I'm missing, I'm missing the long Technic arm piece, which is like a 32 long Technic, which I'm pretty sure I've got. I just need to find it because I wouldn't have put it in the bag because it was so long that it wouldn't fit in the bag. So I think I've separated it, which is annoying because it means I got to go back through all my crates of Lego now and try and find it. And this piece, there should have been 2 of these. For some reason I only got 1. So I don't know whether it's fallen out of the bag or it fell out when I was tipping it. Either way, I'm short one of these. So I'm either going to have to rob it from my spares if I've got any in my spares, or reorder it before I finish this build. Thankfully I checked and it's not for quite a way yet. So as long as we don't suddenly get a couple of hundred subscribers overnight, I don't think it'll be an issue. So, but I'll sort it out. Juno Eclipse, that's it, yeah. I don't think she is actually an Imperial. She just dresses as one, don't she? So I'm pretty sure that's the outfit she comes in, that tan. But yeah, this is what we've got so far of the home one. And when we get to an hour, which is when I'm going to be probably closing this stream off, I will add the amount of pieces for extra subs, which is currently 3. And I even already know what those pieces are because I took them off last night. There's 2 green parts and a red 2x2 tile. So those are there. Those pieces are there, ready to go back on, and I know where they go as well, roughly. So it saves me having to get instruction books up. But if we get another subscriber between now and when I end the stream, then I'll have to get the instructions up and put another piece on. So get sharing, guys. I do most of my promotion on Instagram, so go and find me on Instagram if you don't already know me on there. I do content on there. I'm more fluid with content on there than I am on YouTube. I generally forget. And the problem is with YouTube is that when it comes to making a short, you've pretty much got to make it before you upload it to YouTube, because YouTube doesn't give you a lot of function to make a short. So I'm making it like CapCut, sometimes I make it on Instagram, and sometimes you finish making the video and it's like, great, upload it to Instagram, go to upload it to YouTube, and it's like that sticker or that element or that music you've used, it's not compatible with YouTube, so you can't do it. And I've done that so many times and got frustrated. I'm just like, you know what, I can't be asked. So I tend not to use it for short form content. And like recently I've been doing remixes on Instagram of other videos, and those have been quite popular. Great. Then I realized afterwards you can upload them, you can download them, so I'm not able to share them anywhere else except for on Instagram, which I should have worked out really, but I don't know how else you'd know. So what that means is that I have to kind of screen record me playing it on Instagram and then upload that to YouTube, which is a pain in the ass then, because you got like double of all the stuff on the bottom, double profile, double likes and all that crap that's down the side. Pain in the ass. And really not worth it, so. Yeah. And if anybody, got another subscriber up to 323. That means I got to get instructions out. We got 5 subs and only 3 pieces to go on, so amazing. Whoever that was, thank you. I really appreciate you. If you guys want to ask me any questions, please let me know. Cat Guys is back. Hello. Tin Yum. Blimey, you still alive? I am, Governor. I've been keeping these to about an hour. But once I go back to work, I won't be able to do an hour. It'll be like 10 minutes on my lunch break. Or maybe the odd evening. Cashews and cranberries, guys. It's all good. Right, get these instructions up so I can add another piece. Yay, I get to add 4 pieces for 4 subs. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate you. 7754 Lego. Home one, Calamari Starcruiser. Instructions. Oh, I'm really chuffed now. Though we beat. So we're getting somewhere. We went 20 steps forward, 10 steps back, 10 steps forward, and a couple of steps back and then forward again. So we're getting there. Just got to keep at it. Just got to keep at it. Keep pushing. But yeah, I know Nimble, you said, you mentioned, I don't know whether you were necessarily trying to get extra subscribers, but you did mention I think I've seen something on your YouTube about doing more content, but it might have been an old post. But I know that you, well, I don't know what you're doing, but long story short, in terms of like growing subscribers, I know that your content is generally different anyway, because you do a lot of kind of shorts. But the best way to get subscribers is to do direct lives regularly, even if it's just once a week, because you can interact with the chat then rather than them. Because sometimes when you're scrolling through things, you scroll through and you can like, but people won't always, there's no button to subscribe when you're scrolling. Whereas there is with Instagram, there's a follow button on the bottom, so you can kind of follow while you're scrolling through. So if they're scrolling through and they see like your figure spinning around in a plate or whatever, not that I'm an expert, I'm just kind of saying, like, if something you're interested in, they might like it or they'll view it, but they won't necessarily, oh, well, let's go and subscribe. Whereas this appears in the same scroll, this video. The difference is people are more likely to stop and be like, right, what's this all about? And while they're there, you can interact with them and ask that question and get them to subscribe. That's where the way I find has worked anyway. So especially because I'm not looking for people who would just liked one of my posts and then eventually will get pissed off and leave anyway. I'd rather have people who are like the guys who've come in the chat tonight. Never been here before, never seen my channel, probably never even heard of me. Popped in the live, got chatting to them, interacted with them. Not only were they subscribed, but they seem like they're quite generally interested in what it is I'm doing and may pop along to the show on Sunday or whatever and become part of the bigger community. So it does happen. But yeah, what are you scoffing? The crack for Sunday is we got big Gregorius in town. He is doing, he did have a few issues, so he wasn't sure whether he'd be able to make it, but he is now confirmed for Sunday. He can only do the first 2 hours, so we'll get him on, talk a little bit about himself, his story with Lego, what we don't already know, I guess, and then go into talking about Bricktastic, and then he'll bugger off and we can do our usual dicking about after that. What do you think of the mock that I did of the, I say mock that I did, the rebrickable mock that I did, which basically means it's not mine, but just follows some instructions. This Fang fighter made from the Pirate Snub fighter. I actually like it. The only problem with this is that to make it a bit more solid and a bit more Lego-like in terms of it being like a stronger model. Because this, if I quickly move this from one end to the other, it would probably break in half. It's that fragile. So I'd have to add some more pieces, and not a lot, a handful of plates, maybe. A couple of plate pieces, a couple of 1x8s, 1x2s, that kind of stuff. And it'd be there. But yeah. So yeah, pretty cool, I think so anyway. If you're reading this, please drop me a sub. Yeah, so go and check out Nimble Saucepan, guys, and check each other out, because, you know, who was it? Was it Cargos and Sisters who recently said that they've got 289 subs? Which is cool. Yeah, it was Cargos. So it didn't actually say, well, if he did, I missed it. It didn't actually say, Cargos didn't tell us what, he didn't actually say what kind of content he does. I'm assuming it's cars, but might be worth a check out. And it's good because, you know, like I said, people come and go on when you're doing like a live direct to YouTube. Sometimes quite quickly. Sometimes they hang around, but that's the best way to. You got to kind of fish for people if you want the subs. Like there's 3 people watching at the moment, but earlier on we had 14. So, oh no. And most of those are just casual viewers because they weren't necessarily commenting, but they just like stop by, what's going on here, is this interesting? If it's not, cheerio. But yeah. So yeah, we're coming up to an hour. Actually, no, we've just gone over an hour and my battery's on 25%. So I am going to have to say goodbye soon. Appreciate you all for stopping by. I'm going to keep this together actually because it's a good memory of Bricktastic, rather than take it apart like I normally would. But before we go, obviously we've got to build these extra parts. So we'll put the parts back on from last night, which would be fun. I was kind of disappointed last night having to take those parts off because I couldn't find another way of doing it, but I don't think I'll take parts off again. But what I'll do is I'll just go by, I'll only put parts on when we go up by a subscriber. So those parts are back on, and then we've got an extra part to put on. So there's actually an extra one. There's actually 3 parts on the next stage, but 2 of them are the green slopes and one of them is like a 1 piece on its own. So I'll do the 1 piece because it makes the most sense. 1 piece. I'll see if I can find the friggin' piece. The joys and also sometimes the pains of building from a big pile as opposed to 1 bag at a time. But you wouldn't have had 1 bag. This set originally, for quite a big set, only had 3 bags anyway. Before they started separating Lego into like, you know, a 400 piece set into like 50 bags. To make it nice and easy for the people who gotta be like 1 brick at a time. Now where does this thing go? Gotta be drip fed because they haven't long stopped. They haven't long got off the baby food, like. But obviously it can cause issues sometimes, especially when in a situation like this. Because just want to find it. Wait a sec. It's because I'm looking. Oh, it's because I'm looking at the wrong frigging colour. These renders on these digital instructions. Well, not just the digital instructions, because it's a picture of the actual instructions. These old instructions from anything prior, for the first like 9-10 years of Lego Star Wars. The printing was shocking because the colours on here. Like the green looks like, the dark green looks like normal green. And the black looks like either dark grey or dark green. Because I've got all those colours in here, it's a little bit confusing. So I've been looking for a dark grey piece, but it's actually, I think it's black. Yeah, it is. I found it straight away as soon as I know what I'm looking for. So it's this black piece here. But the render looks awful. So that's it, guys. So we are now I'm not going to count the pieces because it's irrelevant. We've had, wait a sec, 4 subscribers during this stream, or 4 extra subscribers since last night's stream, should I say, which is what we really should be doing. And that has led us to add on 4 pieces. So we've got 4 more pieces on, and Ken is in the chat. Ken, how are we doing, mate? Using your other account. Tara, Nimble's off. He's going to catch me on Sunday. I won't be long, wait, and I'll be going myself. Yeah, we got London Bridge on Sunday. Old Greg is going to be. Old Greg is going to be talking Bricktastic and London Bridge. But yeah, nice to see you in here, Ken. If you haven't subbed with this account, please do so. And then I might add an extra piece on before I go. Let's double check it again. One more time. Whoa, 324, yes. So we are getting there. That means I can add another piece on. So let's call it 324. So that's 5 pieces. 3 added from the ones I took off yesterday, which I won't be doing again. And 1 more, which I assume is Ken's alternate account. That's right. Thank you very much, Ken. We can put another piece on. We're going to put this green piece on the side. And there we go. Slowly getting there, slowly turning into an A-wing. But yeah, right. So I'm going to sign off now, guys. I'm just going to quickly check. There's no more chat, no more comments, no more new comments. And then we'll be closing out. What time do you think it should go live tomorrow? I've been trying the evenings, but I want to try different times of the day just to kind of see what works. I know, you know, a Monday afternoon compared to a Friday afternoon is not necessarily the same thing. But it would be interesting to see what people would prefer in terms of like joining along. Or if anybody out there wants me to kind of dual, I think you can have one other person on a stream when you do a YouTube live, I believe. I'm not really sure, I'll have to try it out. But if anyone wants to join me for like an hour or a half hour to have a chat and talk Lego and help me get my subs up, that would be appreciated, especially if you want to get your own up. Oh no, it wasn't Ken, he's been subbed for a while. Yeah, I knew you had on your Dynasty one, I don't often see that one on there, but now I think about it, yeah, I think you have been in the chat with that one before, so perhaps not. But anyway, that's us guys. Let's just check out the poll one more time. The poll is now sitting on, right, we've had 15 votes and it seems to be pretty even apart from, I'm not going to try and do the maths. Wait, is it 2, 4, 6, and 4, that would make that 10. So it's 3, 6, 9, 3 and 3, 6. Yeah, so it's 3 people think it's never. I'll never get to 1K subs. 3 people think it's going to take me a year or more. 3 people think it's going to take me a week or more. And 6 people think it's going to be a month or more, which I would probably agree with. So that'd be fun. But yeah, so that's it, guys. That's me done. Calling it a night. I'm calling it a day. Appreciate you watching. And if you're watching this on replay, please hit a sub. I would love a sub from you guys. I would love you to join me on one of these mini live streams, just chatting about Lego and doing a bit of building and doing something fun and talking about whatever you guys want to talk about. But also would love you to join the channel to see some of my short content I've been creating, and also to check out our live show every Sunday, which has been going for nearly 2 years now, which is a more organized show, a more organized event than this. There's a host of us, and it's quite a fun show to be in the chat or be on board with. So please go and check one of those out if you're watching this on replay. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on tomorrow's stream. Oh, I saw your comment then, Critter, for like 3 seconds and then disappeared. It says, eat a piece of Lego, or is the next line going to be a turd? The next line going to be shit of shit. Now, I won't be eating a piece today, mate. Normally, I would probably take up the challenge, because if you've watched any of my content before, you'll know that I'm up for a challenge. When we did the 48-hour charity stream, I necked a whole bottle of hot sauce to make some money for charity. So eating a Lego piece in comparison to that is probably a walk in the park. The reason I won't is because at the moment I'm actually not feeling very well, and I'm signed off work sick. So as much as it's not a conflict of interest for me to sit here and talk with people and be off work, because you know I could do that in work if my job entailed that, but it's a physical challenge that I've got, because my job is physical, so I can't actually do my job normally. So yeah, I don't think it would look very good if anybody who works with me or around me or for me saw me doing a live stream and eating Lego, because that probably wouldn't help the way I feel at the moment. So yeah, but maybe next time, maybe if you tune in to the 48-hour charity streamathon that we do every year, just finished the second one now in February, we'll be doing it again next year around about February time, and you're in the chat and you still are focused on the idea of me eating a Lego piece, make a donation, and then possibly I will. As nothing's off the table. So Lego, I hear the blue ones are good. Yeah, well, in that case, I'm stuffed then, because there aren't any blue ones in here. It's mostly green, white, grey. I mean, there are these, which is probably one of the things, if I was going to take up that challenge, is probably what I would eat. It's like this. And it needs to be a colour like that anyway, so I can fish it out of my poo. Because if it's like a darker colour, especially if it's a brown colour, I probably wouldn't see it. And obviously I need to be able to wash it off and reuse it in a set. So yeah, I would definitely do a blue one, or maybe a yellow. I'm not sure. I was thinking maybe just like one of the really small studs, the smooth studs, or you know, possibly like this kind of stud, not in black. But yeah, it could be. I mean, if you'd been in the 48-hour stream when I was doing the challenge thing, where I was down in the hot sauce and eating the awful jelly beans, and all that kind of stuff, and you'd said to me in that stream, swallow a Lego piece, and then made a donation, I probably would have done it. This would probably make the most sense because it's also got a tuttle in the middle of it. It's got a hole through the middle of it, so that means if it gets stuck in my windpipe, at least I can still breathe. But yeah, that's it for me, guys. Critter 3, love the content, love the comments, mate, but please give us a sub while you're here. I would really appreciate it. Obviously, I entertained your comments, and I found it quite funny, so please give me a sub. Trying to get to 1,000 subs, and I'm building a piece of this Lego set for every sub that we get until we hit 1k. So, okay, I sub. Thank you, Critter. Goodbye. See you on the next one, maybe tomorrow. Take it easy.